It's not surprising so many are so worried about autism. After all, the disorder affects roughly 1 out of every 115 kids, and its prevalence seems to be growing.
You know, you remove certain medications off shelves because they're deemed unsafe. Why not vaccines?
Celebrity activists raise questions about whether autism is somehow caused by vaccines, and countless media stories have covered the alleged link.
We're lied to!
Angry parents take to the streets, and thousands more head to court
to try to prove that some of those cases are linked to childhood vaccines.
We know vaccines can cause autism. What we don't know is the body count.
Attorney Jim Moody and his organization Safe Minds represent the deep suspicion many have about the federal government's vaccine policy.
They're asking the public to participate in a mass population experiment to prevent infectious disease, but they are not honest with the public in telling them we do not know what the risks of taking these vaccines are.
What sparked this enormous controversy? A 1998 article published in The Lancet, a prestigious British medical journal. The article speculated about a possible link between autism and the measles, mumps, and rubella, or MMR, vaccine. The article fueled many concerns. Is the MMR vaccine safe? What about its mercury preservative? Parents have had to wrangle with all kinds of questions.
I'm a parent, I'm not a scientist, and so I have a job to worry about my son on a daily basis.
There are varying degrees of autism, and Kelly Green's son Wyatt has a fairly severe form.
Are you whirling? There you go.
Like many autistic kids, Wyatt often fixates on repetitive activities, like playing with this deflated balloon. Socializing and communicating are also special challenges. In fact, Wyatt is nonverbal.
Everywhere we go, I see little questioning eyes looking at us, wondering what's going on with my son.
So does Green blame vaccines for her son's autism?
I can't say that I saw the vaccines injure my son. Did it not happen? I don't know.
It seems like the vaccine was such a logical thing. The timing of when the symptoms start showing up.
Here at the Koegel Autism Center at the University of California, Santa Barbara, researchers work to better understand this mysterious condition.
I can see why they thought it was the vaccine.
Dr. Lynn Koegel notes that kids often get diagnosed with autism near their first birthday, around the same time they get the MMR vaccine.
He's a 9th grader with autism, and we started him painting when he was a little guy, and this is the party scene.
But Koegel says timing shouldn't make parents worried about vaccines.
We know at this point it's not the vaccines that are causing autism.
But what about the mercury preservative, the source of so much controversy? Well, it's been removed, and if those who blamed mercury for autism were right, we'd expect to see autism rates go down.
After the mercury was removed from the vaccines, we expected, if that was true, that the incidence would go down, but they did not go down.
She points to preschoolers where autism has continued to increase, even though their vaccines were completely free from the mercury preservative known as thimerosal. Likewise in Sweden and Denmark, where rates continued to climb even after the preservative was taken out.
Autism alert.
So what would it take to quell fears about vaccines?
The Lancet is saying, basically, oops, sorry, shouldn't have published that.
In February, the Lancet retracted the article that stoked so much fear about vaccines. And the lead author, Dr. Andrew Wakefield, was reprimanded by British regulators for acting unethically while conducting his research.
I would only plea with parents, to believe the science that clearly has exonerated vaccines here.
That's not at all true. The safety of MMR is still an open question.
Study after study after study has come out showing that it's not the cause of autism.
The British equivalent of our Institute of Medicine really studied in 2005, looking at all the MMR safety studies and basically saying the safety of MMR has not been demonstrated.
The study Moody cites is very comprehensive, incorporating the findings of 31 studies. But far from highlighting dangers, it finds no credible evidence that the vaccine is involved with autism, and it actually supports current policies of mass immunization.
36 vaccines in the first few years of life is too many. Too soon.
Evidence that exonerates vaccines continues to mount. So why does so much fear persist?
Because the scientific studies to validate the safety of the vaccine schedule have never been done.
But Koegel says we've spent too much time and energy investigating vaccines, and that's distracting us from finding out what the real cause of autism is.
If we could have all that time and all that money that were spent on false claims, we'd probably be a lot further along in the intervention.
Unfortunately, researchers still don't know much about what causes autism.
Most of the people that are in the field believe that there are a lot of causes of autism, and that's why they're pretty much called called the autisms now.
He knows everything we're talking about, for sure.
And what's the best way to treat autism?
I just don't know what he's thinking.
The most current view of the best way to treat autism is basically blood, sweat, and tears. It takes a lot of time, but the behavioral interventions seem to be the most effective. For example, if they aren't using communication, just working on getting them to communicate.
That's our plan, huh?
In other words, pretty much what Kelly Green does for Wyatt.
They're pure individuals, huh, buddy? They're the best kids on the planet.